So, what kind of woman does best inside my GLP-1 membership? I figured let's take a minute to talk about it. So, I have noticed a very wonderful similarity amongst the women that have joined my membership already, who have been participating in my courses and services, and have been getting the most out of these opportunities. And it simply comes down to the fact that they are motivated and they are coming into this intentionally. Now, they may not have everything that they need in order to succeed, and that's the reason they've come, or they have everything they need, but they're just looking for just a little bit of confirmation that they're on the right track, support, community. There's a lot of different reasons that these women are coming inside, but I wanted to share that because it seems that as high achievers, there's some misconception. In order to join something like this, you need to be broken. You need to have something going wrong already. You need to be spinning out of control. Your weight needs to be all over the place. That's not really, those things you probably should talk to a doctor about, right? Let's be serious. That's not what I can support you in the way I wish I could. What I can support you in is if you are having something that we can support via mindset, knowledge, and strategy. And the reality is that there is a lot that we can take care of with that. And if we put it in the right order, if we set you up with the right mindset first, provide you with the information that you need, and then create the strategy that you need to succeed, it will change your whole experience. And why does that even matter? Because I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to just lose the weight. I'm actually trying to change my whole life. I'm trying to create a future for myself that I can sustain, that doesn't sacrifice my joy and happiness or my health in order to get there. I'm not getting myself all worked up about the speed that the weight is coming in. Honestly, I don't even weigh myself most weeks. That's a me thing. I already know where I'm at. I know the clothes are fitting okay. I know I'm not currently in my like hard weight loss season of life because I'm working on this membership. So I've had to give a little to make this work long term, but I know that I have no concern about being able to continue forward with the goals that I have because I know what I need to do it. Like I know the strategy behind it. And part of my strategy right now is taking it slower so that I can be here and create these incredible spaces and memberships and support and community for others. Now, if you've been considering joining GLP-1 Strategy Lab, but you're unsure you know, if you really need it right now, maybe you don't. I think a great way to figure it out is, do you feel like you have all the information that you were looking for in order to make educated decisions about your choices? Now, that doesn't mean you don't have incredible medical support. If I look at my onboarding paperwork, most of my members literally have written, I already have incredible medical team. The fact that you specified that you are not trying to be my medical provider, that you're upfront about it, and you're so clearly understanding of like your scope of practice, which I am. I'm very careful about that because I am not a medical provider. I want to be there to support you to actually work with your medical provider in a way that just completely improves your whole journey, because there is a technique to that. And it's something that I didn't even realize was a technique until I started here, and I realized the type of relationships people were having with their medical provider just were very different than the ones that I've had. And also with my husband, I've noticed that as I'm seeing other people and how they experience the healthcare field, I've realized that there's a lot of value in what they could learn from me about how to be a better patient, not only for the doctor, but for yourself, to advocate for yourself. And these are just things that I've always done because of my personal history, my family history. Just there's a lot of experience that I have with my dad being in and out of the hospital a lot. So it's something I got comfortable with. Plus, being pre med and working in a hospital has given me a lot of insight on the best practices on how to actually be a better patient. And that's just like one little lesson out of many that you get. Now, if you've been wondering a little bit more about what exactly do you get in this course, it's not a course, it's a membership, okay? And the membership I have set up that way, if you are willing to give me about if you're willing to give me about an hour a week while you're working with me through this journey, you're going to see such a change, a transformation. And even if you can't give a full hour a week, whatever you're able to do, you will start seeing that change. Okay. So our first week, the first week of each month, you get brand new training dropped in. And this is actually part of my fundamental courses that I used to offer. I no longer offer it as a course. This used to be my GLP-1 mindset reset, and the shot strategy has been reworked completely to be more actionable. And I've learned a lot more along the way as well. So I've made some changes. So first thing is you get somewhere between a 20 to 40-minute training in the beginning of the month. The second week, we're going to actually work through those action items of what we learned in the first week. The third week, we do a 7-day challenge that adds on top of a skill that we need to, again, we're focused on a certain topic each month. And last month, we're going to all meet together for a live call. And this is not like a Q&A. I mean, it can be, but like I will be there live to answer questions. But what I realize is that the women inside my membership don't necessarily have like questions to ask because they have a lot of the basics down. They just want to think out loud a little bit about what they're experiencing and hear what others are doing and pick up some good strategies from each other. And I realize that the best way to do that is creating that space to be able to gather, talk, have the comfort to ask the questions or feel inspired by topics that we may not have felt inspired outside of that meeting. And I know that can be so powerful because we've had meetings before I made changes to my membership that worked that way. That I have a plan. It's not like we're just loosey goosey here, but the conversation goes from one to another. And by the end of it, we've all learned so much about each other, about what we can do. And I've given the ladies an action step. And sometimes I'm not even the one giving the action step, like the ideas. Other members are. And it taught me so much by going back through and reviewing my calls with these ladies, is realizing how much we offer each other. So I want to create a space where I say where brilliance grows. And I can do that. I can do that for all of you. And I want to be able to offer that. So I wanted to just talk about that nuance that I'm trying to create. It's really to capture the complexity. I know that there are different spaces that the women are in that have joined my membership already and are interested in joining the membership. They are women that have been on this journey for quite a long time, so already understand what they need to know. They may or may not have really good medical support already, which doesn't matter too much because I provide information on how to help your medical provider be a better GLP-1 support. That sounds strange, but if you haven't seen my shot strategy, that's really what I'm sorry, if you haven't seen my stall strategy, that's what that's about. Yeah, I've maybe made a mistake on how similar I've made all these titles. Tongue twisters. But back to my point. So if you've been considering this, but you're like, oh, I'm not really like suffering and struggling, that's fine. That's not the point of this. Hopefully, if you are suffering and struggling, you're going to go to your medical provider and ask for some support, some medical support. But if you're looking to level up, if you're looking to be in the company of other brilliant women who are focused, determined, and like away from all this noise on social media, I've got a space for you. I've got an awesome space to welcome you in. I have my membership hosted on Kajabi at the moment. We have space where you'll see the course information, so like the actual trainings will be dropped. Then there's space for us to have our conversation, and then we have our regular check-ins. This is not some like random hack together job. I have been creating this space through the past year. It started off with me working one-to-one with clients, realizing that I just could not support the people that were looking for my help based on the fact that I'm still working full time and I only have so many hours in a day and I have young kids. So I worked to create a mini course, which got out of control and became a full course because it's very hard to get everything that I want to be able to offer others in condensed in a space. And then my course became so big that it got difficult for people to work their way through. It was just a little bit overwhelming. So I switched over to this membership model, but I had all my course still there and I just said there was a community and I didn't really understand what I was trying to do. You'll probably see that from a lot of other people that are now starting to create communities. Like I had already started one a while ago, so I've been through some of the challenges of doing that. Now, moving forward, there's a whole system in place. I have a whole month worth of stuff planned out completely because I went through the education for learning how to create proper memberships. And by doing that, like, I did the work and I redid the work 100 times, because every time I started and things didn't seem quite right, I would adjust to get it better. And that's some perfectionist issues that we talk about inside the membership and we struggle with lifelong. But I just want to recommend that if you are at all curious about the membership, go check out the link, send me a message, talk with me, let me know what you're wondering about. Because once I close the doors on Thursday night, I won't be opening back up again until fall. So somewhere around September, October. The date, I still have to figure that out based on my kids starting school. So I want to make sure I'm not overwhelming myself when school starts for the first time for us. I would really recommend that if you are at all curious about it, check out the page, look through it. I've got a ton of questions at the very bottom, and there's no commitment. There's no refunds. I'm not. Listen, if you're gonna pay the 30 days, it's $30. $30. You're paying like $1 a day, and the amount of value you're gonna get from it is, it's gonna be incredible. But you can literally decide whenever you want. You can go right into your account inside of Kajabi and just cancel your own membership. You don't even have to talk to me about it, but I'd love to talk about it. But seriously, there's nothing to it. You do whatever you want to do. But I don't think you're gonna want to leave. I don't think you're gonna leave, because I'm seeing the community that's building up right now inside this membership, and I'm like truly so excited for what is to come. And I want more people in there. I want more people inside, because we as high achieving women get busy and have seasons of life that have a lot going on, and it's going to work the best if there's more of us inside. That way, it doesn't put so much burden on just a few people to be active members, right? Does that make sense? That's the truth behind it. I just want enough people that we can sub in when we need to and support each other and be held accountable, and that it's not just about me and you, it's about the whole group of women that are coming together. And that's really important to me as well. When I first started my membership, I had to try to create this setup where it was just like me there to coach all of the women inside, and I realized quickly that it's unsustainable for me and all the things I'm trying to do, including creating new material to train all of you. And it just isn't the right vibe for the women that I'm working with, because these are all incredibly intelligent women that have learned a lot over their own life and experiences and have a lot of value to bring to each other. So, my new goal moving forward is actually to create space for these dialogues amongst each of you. Okay, you don't need me to facilitate that. I will support connecting people. I've always loved doing that when I realize there's commonalities, but you don't need me to be the one that answers the questions. You have each other too. And that's what I want to create. I would love a space where we can trust each other to be there to answer the questions and offer support and encouragement, and maybe much more than that. We don't even know yet. This space has never been created before, because this is not just to let anybody in. Women that are agreeing to join are willing to pay $30 a month at least, and getting intentional about showing up. That's just not there. That's just not there anywhere else. So if that's what you're looking for, if you want to try it out, come. There, I would love to have you. Talk with me about it. I just know that this is something that I would have loved when I was start earlier on in my journey, especially before I led to all that burnout. And I'm not saying you're going to, but if you struggle with perfectionism and high expectations, it's just like this slippery slope as you continue on your journey and you're like, everything was going so well, I was losing so much weight and now I'm not, and your mood's affected. There's just a lot that goes on with it. So we work on managing expectations, setting our deep seated values of like why we're on this journey, and it like centers us through the course. And then we build on the information that you need, the strategies, and we create a system for each of us that is there no matter how chaotic life gets. Sick kids, busy days at work, we have a fallback figured out to support us. And I hope you'll be joining. Anyway, I have links all over the place. Subscribe, comment, whatever you need to do to continue on the conversation with me. Shoot me an email if you've got questions that you wanted to connect with, but we only have till Thursday. So whenever you get this, you might want to jump on it and get in touch with me. And if you see this after Thursday, no worries. I'm going to be having a waitlist set up. Just be aware that I won't be open again till fall. I will set a date tentatively once I know better, but I probably will not till closer to then. But there are always going to be something available for some other way for me to support you. So you can always keep an eye on that. But if what I'm sharing right here sounds good to you, that sounds in line with what you've been looking for, join. But most likely you didn't know you were looking for this, right? Because this didn't exist. So how would you look for something that didn't exist? But if you just come, give it a shot, I think you'll love it. And I'd love to have you there, especially if you sat here through this video. If you're still here, you're probably going to love the community because you care about the information and you care about getting this right. And I'm not interested in this is not some space I created to get rich quick. Honestly, like that's the opposite of what's happening with this, but I don't even care about that. Like I'm truly invested in your journey, and especially when you sign up with me, like I'm all in with you. And so I guess I should warn you. If you join and you show me that you're all in, I'm going to hold you to it. And I'm going to try to encourage you. And if that gets really annoying for you, I'm not like going to be knocking on your door, but I'm going to ask a few times, like, hey, how are you doing? How are things going? Because I'm invested with you. And isn't that really cool to know that there are people like that out there? Because it's not just me, it's the women in the group. That's just how that's how it's going to be. So if that sounds good to you, come on, let's go.